And I know some people don't like Dark Tony, but I do want to acknowledge that he brought this to light. So what is the big scandal? Well, there's really two big, quote, revelations, such as they were, which we will get to. So let's get to the big one, which is apparently Leela and Puffy may or may not have a relationship together, which is suspicious, but again, what does it mean? What do we know? This is from 2002. Is there anything there? Well, remember, in 2002, Leela was still a Scientologist. So it does raise a lot of alarm bells. Was she really devoted to the teachings? Because, again, Puff Daddy, to put it mildly, has a lot of scandals. Money scandals, gun scandals, sex scandals. A lot of scandals with Puffy. Again, he might be innocent in a few cases. Might not be innocent in other cases. So that seems really strange. And interestingly, Dark Tony tried to bring in Mike Rinder, which makes sense because Rinder was basically doing publicity and propaganda, and he did focus on celebrities. So you would think he has some knowledge here of the going-ons of Mr. Daddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, whatever, because they're big celebrities. But again, Rinder, as far as I know, not too much on Puff Daddy. And that is the central question, because allegedly Leela stands with the victims, right? Remember during the Danny Masterson case, I stand with the victims. I stand with the victims. And I double checked, and I will check again, but nothing on Puff Daddy. She is maintaining silence, not saying anything about Puff Daddy. Now, we are speculating with Dark Tony, maybe Puffy was a Scientologist or he's involved in Scientology. We really don't know. I mean, it is a little weird that Puffy is hanging out with Scientologists like Danny Masterson, as well as Ashton Kutcher, who is very close to Danny Masterson and other Scientologists. And if we're going to be critical of Ashton, and I have been, then we can ask these questions about Puff Daddy. And if Puff Daddy has a relationship with Leela, then it's obvious that there seems to be hypocrisy, that with Danny Masterson, she's speaking, but with Puff Daddy, she's very, very silent. What is happening? And then there's the second big revelation, which is a bit of a paradox, which involves Puffy's lawyer, Sean Hawley. Now you might ask, who is Sean Hawley? Well, you see, kids, Sean Hawley is a very big-time lawyer who helps celebrities who get into trouble. And guess who she represented? Wait for it. Danny Masterson. That's right, Sean Hawley represented Danny Masterson. Her and Leela even got into a bit of a scuffle where she threatened to have Leela testify in court. Again, we're just asking questions. We're just exploring possibilities here. What is happening? And is this a double standard? Well, there are different possibilities. One is Puffy is innocent, right? We need to have a fair trial. He could be totally innocent. Ergo, nothing to talk about. Leela's not going to get involved because there's nothing there. He's an old friend, maybe an old lover, an old boyfriend. Nothing to see here. Nothing. He's innocent. He'll be vindicated. Okay, that's one possibility. Possibility number two, he does have these alarming, weird associations with Scientology. And to put it mildly, other very corrupt people. But on that angle, Leela isn't saying anything. So with Ashton, Laura Prepon, right, the Masterson family, we're going to talk about them. We're going to criticize them. We will criticize Danny and his other allies, friends, and family. But Puffy and their relationship, I'm not going to talk about that. Just not going to talk about it. Okay, that's kind of weird. And then there's the third possibility, which is somewhere in between. That, yeah, maybe Leela has a relationship with Puffy. But again, Puffy isn't necessarily friendly to Danny Masterson. However, they do share a lawyer together. So the obvious question becomes, does Leela know something? It's hard to believe Leela is not aware of this big-time celebrity lawyer. So is she hiding some secrets, which could help the victims with Puff Daddy, but she doesn't want to get involved? The conclusion here would be clearly Leela is being very selective about who she helps, who she doesn't help. And again, this is Puffy. It's an old friend. She has a conflict of interest. What emerges is she's being very selective in her focus, at the very least. But again, Puffy could be totally innocent. But if he's not innocent, then is she covering up? Maybe, at the very least, She's not as focused on victims as she says she is. But again, we're exploring possibilities. Maybe there's nothing here. But yeah, we can ask questions about where does Lily stand really with the victims. It seems like she'll stand with them when she benefits. If she doesn't benefit, she doesn't care about the victims.